All right, man. I got the news like everybody else, man. This is, was, head scratcher to me, man. I think a lot of people missed the boat when I was reading the comment section, unless they was trying to be funny on social media. It was saying, "Oh, it's because of Tom Brady. He didn't get in without Tom." Bro, so many people are so clueless, just in general to what's going on. Obviously, the beef that Belichick and Robert Kraft had, it goes, it's deeper than we thought it was. And one thing about wealthy men, bro, they hold, and older guys. See what makes, like, when you deal with older men, they stuck in their ways. Older people in general, they don't give two what's in the damn. You know what I'm saying? They honorary. I mean, you see, Jerry Jones, the way he did Jimmy Johnson, and they never won another Super Bowl. You know what? He probably doesn't regret it neither. When they, then clawed their way up, get to where they got, they don't feel like they owe nobody nothing. They very, they just owe with money, and you had to fight to get the money, or you grew up with the money. It's just, it's a sticky situation. It's a real sticky situation. But for Bill Belichick not to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, to me, dog, just throw the Hall of Fame away. Throw the Hall of Fame away. My whole thing is, it shouldn't be no agendas. It shouldn't be no gripes, no axes to grind. When it comes to making a decision like this, it should be strictly based off facts and not feelings. And so many of these media members, they can be bought. So many of these dudes is based off how they feel about, oh, if he gave me an interview or not. When you're making these discussions, it shouldn't be based on how you like a guy. It should be based on the set criteria of what he's done in the sport. And for me personally, man, for Bill Belichick not to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, I don't respect it, bro. I don't care what he did. If he was hitting Robert Kraft bitch with the two pump special, I don't care what he did. And Robert Kraft got a lot to do with this. And I'm gonna tell you something. Basically, Arthur Blank allegedly was gonna hire. Uh, he was gonna hire Bill Belichick in Atlanta, but some rumors was out there allegedly that Robert Kraft put the hit the brakes on that. And to me, dog, we talk about colluding against Lamar, colluding against players. If he was black, people say if he was white, this wouldn't happen. Look what is happening. When powerful men, like Robert Kraft, have a, and I don't know, maybe it might be a totally legitimate axe to grind, but guess what? Um, this is atrocious, bro. Robert Goodell should have really truly stepped in, but you got to remember he worked for the owners. But Bill Belichick, 8-time Super Bowl winning coach, is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm voting early this month. Belichick fell short of 40 out of 50 votes needed for induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame during his first year of eligibility. Four sources with firsthand knowledge of the outcome told ESPN Belichick received the call from a Hall of Fame representative last Friday afternoon with the news he won't be inducted into the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio this summer. Several sources who spoke with the coach over the weekend described Belichick as puzzled and disappointed by his inability to secure a spot with at least 80 Hall of Fame committee members. Oh, this is atrocious, man. This is I'm just letting you know, man. This is nasty work. This is why I don't build my channel based off to make people feel good or based off to fit some people's opinion. Because one thing about it, if you real and you true to yourself and you don't get into the Hall of Fame, or you don't get the recognition that you think you deserve for doing what you did, at least I could sleep better at night saying, you know what, I ain't compromised myself. I ain't kissed nobody ass. I did it my way, like Frank Sinatra. You know what I mean? At least I could say it that way. But the thing about it is, you know what I'm saying? When you play the corporate game, you kiss ass. You know what I'm saying? You kiss ass. You do all this stuff, and they f you in the end. All it take is for one bad comment. All it take is one bad decision. All it take is one disagreement with some of these people in this industry, where they can tear your whole life up. All it takes is one disagreement, one bad thing, and guess what? Most of the time, it's something that you don't even intend to do. I don't respect it, bro. I lost all respect for the National Football League and the media members after this one. Six Super Bowl isn't enough. Belichick asked an associate, or this is all alleged referring to the championships he won as a head coach in New England. He won two more as a defensive coordinator in New York with the New York Giants. To another associate, he said, "What does a guy have to do?" He know why, and this is a rhetorical question. I believe, in my opinion, Robert Kraft had a lot to do with him not getting in there. When I heard the rumors that he told Arthur Blank not to really fool with him, I just ain't really never been on that type of shit, dog. Even if I had an enemy and somebody asked me about, hey man, what you think about, man? You know, either I ain't got nothing to say about it, or hey man, do the good. I don't see eye to eye with him, but he do good work. You know, I learned this long ago. Sometimes you got to make your own. You got to see for yourself about a person's character. And I remember I had a homie, you know, he told me about this dude we went to school with. He was like, yo, watch that whole ass nigga, right? And I'm like, you know, shit, let me go, you know, find out for myself. And therefore, he was a whole ass nigga. You know, and whole ass niggas always they do whole ass shit, but then they try to turn around and act like it's all good. Like, you ain't know, you know, what the fuck they are. Like, nah, I don't play those games, but I had to find out for myself. I had to wipe the slate clean because I knew they was pretty much damn like Scorpion and Sub-Zero. They were mortal enemies. But I had to see for myself. But what he doing to Bill Belichick, dog? At some point, man, I think it's a lot of times justified for somebody to get the hammer and send a nigga to the upper room. Sometimes I really believe it. I really believe it's justified. And damn near in this situation, if I'm Belichick, bro, I'm probably about to go see Robert Kraft put these hands on him. I'm gonna keep it a being with you. Shit like this, I done lived my life, got some young coochie, bro. I would really, literally have to, man. I promise you, dog. Yeah, I damn near ready to crash out, bro. Certain things that I'm like, I ain't crashing out. I think this is satisfactory crash out. Talking about 8 Super Bowls, 2 as a defensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? And people say, ooh, Tom Brady. Without drafting Tom Brady, without coaching Tom Brady, without those defenses, come on now, you know. Belichick is a really good head coach. Now, did Tom pass him by? Absolutely. Do you know the history of football? When Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys, he fired. First thing he did was fire Tom Landry. That's the first thing he did was fire Tom Landry. I think people tend to forget that. The first thing he did was fire Tom Landry, legendary coach. Shit is sad, bro. Another source familiar with Belichick's thinking said politics kept him out. He doesn't believe that this is a reflection on his accomplishments. Quote, Belichick's declined comment to ESPN. Spokesperson from the Hall provided a statement. The Pro Football Hall of Fame does not comment on voting of the selection committee and waits the unveiling of the class of 2026 at the NFL Honors on February 5th in San Francisco. The inductees are scheduled to be announced next week during Super Bowl activities. With the NFL coaching record of 333, 178, including the playoffs, career victory second only to Don Shula's 347. So realistically, had he coached 2 more seasons for sure, you know, he would have caught him. Maybe in 1 season, depending on what. Belichick was considered by most fans and Hall voters to be a first ballot lock. The Hall's voting committee is composed of mostly veteran NFL reporters, but also includes football figures such as former general manager Bill Polian and former coach Tony Dungy, both whom are Hall of Famers. A lot of them motherfuckers got bought. Whatever riffs he had with Robert Kraft, I hope for him to feel this, Robert Kraft, in my opinion, to do this shit allegedly to him. I hope it was deeper than some football shit. I hope it was deep. I hope it was something deeper than that, man. Real talk, bro. I think this is valid. Go see him and put hands on him. I think this is valid, damn near upper room activity. You know what I'm saying? I really think I really think at this point, a motherfucker do something like this. I think Robert Kraft would put some bread on this dude's head if he hasn't already. I know I'm sounding crazy as hell right now, but I know how these people operate. But for a man that did so much for your franchise, like dog, like you, like that's why, man, I'll be like to stay in my own lane, bro. Cause these people, I know a lot of y'all don't understand it, but dog, as a man, this it's just, it ain't even about getting in and not get. It's like, damn, nigga, you go out your way and flex your bread on me like that to keep me out, like you a whole ass nigga. But then you still got to put the politics face on and smile and do the politics shit. See, with T.O., to me, it was understandable. Not saying it was right, because T.O. pissed the media off. He wasn't a guy that they like. It, to a certain extent, let me also say this. To a certain extent, so was Bill Belichick. You know, Bill Belichick was very bland with the media, very mundane, wanted to hide injury reports and all. So he wasn't a media darling. Didn't get one-on-ones. So really the media, you know, pretty much they had something against him regardless. Let me say that. The media has something against him regardless. So they probably felt like, well, Bill don't really be giving us the clips that we need, be lying on the injury report. He ain't really transparent with us in a way we would like him to be transparent. So I get it. I do get it from that standpoint. But in my opinion, I believe Robert Kraft had a lot to do with it. And just let you know, a lot of these guys can be bought. A lot of these guys can be bought, bro. A lot of these guys can be bought, man. You can't trust nobody. That's one thing about it. When when you dealing with somebody and they got so much power, when they ain't happy with you, bro, they can shut all that shit off for you. I just feel like as a man, only way I can get my get back is really, man, I'm telling you, dog. Sometimes violence is the answer. Really, ask Gandhi. This year, Belichick was a finalist with Robert Kraft, his fellow co-architect of the NFL dynasty. And if he get in and Belichick, though, I don't want to hear. I mean, I already know what it is. It marked the first time that Kraft, 84, was a Hall of Fame finalist after 14-year campaign on his behalf. His team's longtime PR man and supporters, Kraft and Belichick, have become bitter antagonists since parting ways in 2024. It's unknown whether Kraft or any other finalists received necessary votes to induction. So really, I told y'all, man, at the end of the day, bro, they can bring up Spygate as an issue. They can bring up the fact that Tom Brady as an issue. You also can bring up the fact that he really wasn't a media darling. But honestly, bro, like, get out of here, man. I think this had a lot to do with, Robert Kraft keeping him out. And the only reason that make me really know, like, he allegedly had something to do with it, in my opinion, for real, is because allegedly, or it was reported, I'm just going to say allegedly, he stopped him from getting the Atlanta Falcons job. That when motherfucker want to stop you from putting food on your family's table, bro, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. So that's all I'm gonna talk about, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the link in the first link in the description, the link tree. You can find me X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram. Appreciate the love, support, peace.